Hello everyone, it's Sue from Cross and Dre and welcome to my craft from today. I'm a UK based independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I have something very different for you today and I wanted to share something with you that I've been doing for many years. I have been scrapbooking for God forever and I wanted to show you something I'm going to do today, and I'm going to do a new page for today. So the inspiration for this this scrapbook page came from a card I did yesterday, and if you've been following me on my channel here, you'll see that I did make this card, and I thought, I was looking through the papers and I thought I should come to those in a second, but and I thought, oh, that'd be really nice for a scrapbook page, and I thought, oh, so here we are. I thought, but I wanted to show you, and this is not Stampin' Up products, I'm not endorsing this, this is just scrap very old, but what I've been doing in the past. So I've had to take my camera up quite high, so I hope you're seeing me okay. But this is all the pictures about my life, really. I hope we've got a bit of glare there. But husband, this is about my journey, about my wedding. I'm going to whiz through quickly. We met and my husband proposed on this bench in Dubai, so we went back there. This is some time ago, 2008. I'm going to whiz through. I hope you're... I'm not sure if you're seeing that. My album is so big, it's 2 12 by 12s. So I've tried to sort of put it as big as I can so you can see it. But this is all about my wedding. This is all the scrapbooking I've been doing. Things that are really important to me. Obviously on my wedding day, it was just an amazing day. The bridesmaids. One of my favourite pictures is this one. I hope you can you see it there? It's in a page, but that's my uncle gave me away. That's just sitting on the wall wearing a fag. So, but I've done this. I've been married for 11 years. I did this some time ago. But this is my wedding album. I think you're getting a bit of glare there from the pages. There are some pages still to complete. I know I've been married over a decade and I think, oh my God, I'm still going with it. But I just love it. And we just do lots of things with it. You know, there's lots of so many different things you can do. Our wedding vehicle. We had a, we went down to the sea. I live right by the coast in Folkestone, so, oh my God, got a frog in my throat. Let me have a water drink. Sorry, folks. Yeah. We had a portrait done together, so it was just really lovely. And we had such a wonderful... I'm not sure if you're seeing these terribly well, but I think you're getting the idea of what type of thing I've been doing. But there's a whole... Instead of having a wedding album, this is our wedding album. So this is what I've made, and this is what I've done. We also... at the back, there's a few pages. I know there's a few pages missing. You can put whatever you like in them, and we've got some really funny photographs. So let's try and bring that up so you can see it. Weddings do the funniest things. There's all sorts of funny things. There's all sorts of lunges and that going on in that picture. So that's really funny. One of our friends is holding my bouquet for a reason. There's my mother-in-law, oh bless her, doing something looking like some sort of chimpy. I don't know why she's doing that. My stepson's there. He's got a really funny look on his face. But yeah, this is the type of thing I've been doing. So they're probably going to hate me for showing those pictures. But there we go. That's what type of thing I love to do and preserve the memories. And also for future generations. So I'm just going to put its album back on. So that's what I've been doing. I'm just going to put my album out the way. So yes. Oh my God, a frog in my throat. Sorry. Sorry, let me have a drink. I wanted to use a few different things, really, different products today, and I've got hand lettered prose dies. I have to think about saying that, get my teeth around it. I've got a couple of things ahead of time, but not too many really. But we did so my photographs today. This is how I start my scrapbook pages. Been using that. I've dragged out a couple of things. Smooth sailing dies, you saw those the other day, and I've also got this Sailing Home stamp set, and the dies that are lovely. Although I'm not doing my per se about the seaside and sort of like shippy sort of things, but actually I'm doing a travel page, so you'll see that as we go on. Just what I've done a couple of oh God, I've got a frog in my throat. Sorry, let's put that out of the way. Let's just move that and come to my bits and pieces. So this is how I'm just going to move that onto my other table. One sec. There's that much product in here at the moment. If you could see it, but you'd understand why. But you can't see that on my screen. So few years ago now, my husband and I went to, he was working out near Dubai, and we did a road trip. Sounds really crazy, but it makes me laugh just thinking about it, to Oman, and we went to Muscat. So we had a really fabulous time. And these are the photographs. So there's a whole load of photographs here that really we take way too many pictures, but that was where we went to remind us where we stayed. That was this, literally these are out the car, out the window in the car. So there's loads of things like this. But I wanted to show you a few things about scrapbooking. I'm just doing a standard 12 by 12 page here, but that's a camel out of a. But it doesn't look particularly. I mean, you can see even on my camera here, you can't. You can see it's through the glass. I've got a bit of reflection going on here. So I mean, some pictures are better than others. So you know, that's us having a paddle in. But I just thought it was amazing, really. Yes, David and I, and we went to a. One of the markets there, you can see that. Again, these out the car window. This is on the drive, but it was a road trip. There's some lovely pictures. There's a selfie that we did. There's, you know, again, everyone has pictures like this, and this to me was an absolutely wonderful trip, and it was just really impromptu. So we just got in the car and went, really, got to get some special insurances and stuff arranged, and we went. Really, really brave. So we did it. But to remind us of that trip, I just wanted to do a couple of pages. So these are the papers that I've chosen, inspired by yesterday. Come back to the beginning. The Sail Away Designer Series paper. What I like about this, let me just show you where it is in the catalogue, because I don't show you this enough. It not only shows you the dies and the dies and the stamps and everything, but also got this paper. I really like this because I like a lot of these colours, and I thought, oh, what am I going to do with it? I've had it for a while now and not done anything with it, and I'm like, oh. So and actually this pack is £10.75, and that works out. I've done so how much is that a sheet? 89p a sheet for scrapbooking paper, 12 by 12, double-sided. You get 12 in a pack. That's really good value. And I can't believe I've only just noticed the value of it, really. But that for a pack of paper, and they all coordinate. And I keep going on about the coordination of Stampin' Up, which I do, you know, I just find amazing. But, you know, I don't have the 12 by 12 papers, colours to go with this. But on the pack, it will tell me, oh, I can get that up there to show you. It will tell me Balmy Blue, Basic Black, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Soft Suede, Whisper White. So these papers, I know if I use any of those colours, they're all going to work. Bada bing, bada boom, as I say. So, that said, I'm going to get cracking. So decided to. I start with my papers first, and I know that I think these colours of my photos here all go quite well with my papers. So I'm looking at the colours and thinking there's blues, there's sort of a, you know, I think they go quite well. This wasn't planned, really. I just thought, oh, I've got that. I've got a whole. I have a massive box of photographs I'd like to scrapbook. So I might get a bit of that done while we're all on furlough or whatever on this lockdown. I might get a bit more done, but they're just lovely, wonderful pictures, and I don't know why I haven't done this before, but I just haven't got around to it. It's just time in that, isn't it? So our road trip is going to be scrapbook today and going finally in my album. These papers are just lovely, and they're all double-sided, so I've got them all. You get 2 of each. But often when you go into a shop and you oh, there's another 2 under my papers. I'll be looking at these earlier. This is the road trip. It's literally in the car. And I wanted to show you, this mosque looks lovely, but this not so. So I wanted to show you how, this is a real top tip, how to get from these pictures to get something really quite good. So that was one of the roads we drove down. So it was just, I say we drove down, I was navigator a bit, so my husband drove. So yes, these papers are great. So I like the colours, I like the way they work together, and I've never done this with this Stampin' Up 12 by 12 papers before. So I thought I really need to get onto this. So I quite liked yesterday, they had this blue, the stripe, that's the leftover blue bit that I used from yesterday's video that I filmed, and I thought I wanted to do the same again. So I quite like that sort of, this is sort of like a travel, it's all got upside down, and it does have a the something of harbour there. But I mean, you can go over that. It doesn't matter what you're going to do. This on a card as a background would be, oh, be lovely. I had this in my stash all this time. I'm not using it. I'm a bit annoyed at myself, I have to say, but I quite like it. So I'm gonna. I think the trimmer here comes into its own, and I think I'm gonna have to keep it about sort of there-ish. So I'm gonna have to keep going in for it. So I'm going to start by getting my layout sorted of my 12 by 12 papers first. And I wanted to, this to me, just if I stuck those on, that'd be quite boring. So, well, you could do it, you know, you can do so many things with scrapbooking in this sort of size. And I think people are put off by the size, but actually I've got quite a few photographs to put on there. So I know there's too many photographs, I've got to cut them down and stuff. So I don't know how yet, but you know, I know, and some of the photos might not make it to the pages, and that's all part of the fun. So I'm going to start by, I think, putting a basic sort of, I quite like the blue and the green, black, blue, and do I like the blue and the green? I like a couple of these. Again, this is like compasses and stuff, old compasses, and I love it. You know, I like that one too. Oh, no, oh, because you get two sides, you could, you know, double back it. But I think I'm going to stick with my sort of blues and greens. Again, this is just lovely, isn't it? That's just lovely too. Oh, I'm changing my mind as we go along here. Again, if you wanted to do a double page, which is what I'm doing here, you know, you could just really have lots of fun with this. So I'm going to decide my papers. I quite like that one too. I do quite like the green, so I'm torn now. I'm just seeing what goes where, and my idea is to try and put some stripes down on either side. So well, I've decided that this is literally how this is going to be a slightly longer video, I feel. Who knows how long we're going to be, but hopefully we will get there. So draw on a bit of that. I'm just trying the different papers together and see what I like. Again, I quite like a bit of that blue, so I think we're going to go with a bit of that blue. Yes, I quite like that. A bit of spot of that. I actually quite like a bit of that as well. So, oh yes. Right, okay, here we go. So, I'm going to cut off a strip of this, and this is why this is so brilliant, your paper trimmer, because this is really, really fab. Because it obviously does 12 by 12. Not all of the trimmers do, and you can't even see that. And I've got my camera up a different way. But obviously, this does fit. I'm going to have to show you there. It's as high up as it all I can get it to go. I know you may not be seeing it particularly well, but I'm going to do a 2-inch. I'm going to cut off 2 inches on my 12 by 12 to go down the edge of my paper. So I'm going to start with that first, and I'm going to attach that bit on there. And I'm going to show you. I'll just bend that a bit. How I attach that to it. I'm going to make sure that's up the right way, so my map's not up the right way. So I'm going to get my tear and tape, which I have here somewhere. Yep, there we go. So I'm just going to attach that to it. I'm going to go underneath. I'm going to put that, because this is has like stripes on it, it's quite easy to line it up. So I could go, you know, wherever I wanted to go, back there, or I could go on top. I could put a piece in, but I'm just going to go, about there, I think. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. So I'm going to put 2 lines of tape on there, so it holds it. And I'm just going to peel that back. I'm going to get my tool there, my tool back. My pokey tool's got loads of glue on it. Let's get the other one. I always have a million of these around. It feels like a million. So we're going to get that like that, and then I'm going to just get about an inch from the end, and I'm going to fold that back on itself. I'm then going to come to this end and do the same this end, and I will show you the trick to doing this. Obviously, if I put this straight down, I might not get it where I want it to be. But if I just do it a little bit, I say more of a chance of even getting it up the right way. So this is up the right way. That's there. I'm going to put that with a white border there. I'm going to get that, line that up at the top, and line that up at the bottom. So we're just going to get that done. Now, obviously in the middle bit here, you can see that quite well. I've still got my tape attached. I'm going to come to this side, and then I can pull my strips away. pull that away and it's more or less flat. There we go. That's the first bit done of my page. Now this is going to be, this bit of paper now is more than 12 by 12, it's like 14 or something. So I need to trim it off back to 12 by 12 so it fits in my album sleeve. I hope you're seeing this okay. So I'm going to come back to my trimmer and I'm going to get at the 12 mark. I think you're seeing that. Yeah, you are. Okay. I'm going to trim that bit off. So I'm back to 12. So again, I could use that on another, oh, see these strips, you see? I could use that. Love it, love it. So that's almost like one side of my page done. So I'm going to do double pages here, double page spread, so which is 2 pages. I then wanted to use a bit of this. I think I was saying a bit of this. I wanted to use a bit of the green, and I'm just going to put this on top of that piece. A strip of the green to make it go together. So I'm going to go about 1.5 inches. I'm saying about 1.5 inches. This is really quick and easy with this trimmer, and it's just lovely. And then I'm going to put that on top. So I think I'm whizzing around here, and I only want to put it on this edge of it because I might want to, when it's secured, I might want to tuck something underneath it. So I think we're going to like that, like so. Yeah, and I do. I don't know. Who knows? Scrapbooking for me is very much the type of thing I cannot make it as I go along, but it's like a bit of a journey. You don't know where you're going to end up sometimes. A bit of a mystery tour. So obviously the tear and tape's really good. I'm going to get my, do exactly the same again. Not do it like that. Get my ends. You are picking that up, yeah. Working a big scale like this is quite difficult. I just need to see, I'm going to turn that round so I can see it. I'm going to get that corner in. So it's flush. I'm going to get that there, and that there, and then again I've done the same again, so I can get my hand in there, and then I'm just going to double check that's all nice and flush and straight, and there we go. That's all perfect, and I love it. It's coming together. That is one page prepared, and I like it. I like the greens, like the bit of this. Obviously this, you bear with me, the stripes kind of coordinate, but when I get the other page done, you'll see exactly where we're going. So on this page, I wanted to get a bit of a, I still can't decide on the other side. So I could do the same and do a similar sort of thing again. I could go different the blue. I could put a bit of the blue over here. I have so many options. But I do quite like that one. Yeah, I do quite like that. Yes, okay, so I'm just going to, now obviously this I've cut down here. Shall we turn my paper over, if you excuse it, I've used it for another project. Let me turn that over and around so I can measure it. My grid paper, I can obviously measure it. And this is 10 inches because I cut a 2-inch strip off for that. But that's fine because I can put another strip in, which is where your strips and that come in really good. So I like a bit of that, which we have there, and a bit of, I like this strip, which we have there. So I'm going to get a 3-inch strip of that. Where's my trimmer gone? There we go. 3-inch strip of this. No, actually, I can do about 2. Change my mind to do about 2. A 2-inch strip. Now I'm going to join this together. Obviously, I'm being quite. I could just put it down straight, but I just don't like straight. Yeah, I'm a bit not a straight lover really. But then, you know, that's the way I do things. Doesn't mean to say that, you know, what I am going to do is put a bit of green, not underneath, but I'm just going to try that bit of green so it kind of goes with it. And it does. So let's try and get this together. I'm going to cut that strip off. You will see it when it's done. And I just want a bit, that end strip there. I want about, I think about 1 inch of it, 1.5 inches I think we're going to go for. 1.5 inches of the end strip. So let's put that together. Oh, left my strip in the trimmer. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. That wasn't good, was it? So I'm going to put our pieces together. I don't think we need that bit. I need to make it up to 12. My grid paper's all over the place. So doing everyone's head in. There we go. So I could even put a bit of that in there if I wanted to. Ooh. I could sport for choice there, really. But again, you can always add to it later if you change your mind and you think, actually, I quite like that. So when you're planning, the grid paper is really good. You can also use, in your paper pack, there is a bit of card that helps it. God, it's so big you can't see it. Put it down flat. This is 12 by 12. So obviously I could use this as another way. If you didn't have grid paper, you could use that to make it up to 12 by 12. So I know this is exactly 12 by 12. So I'll show you that way as well. So if I know it's flush with the edge, you want to put that on there and that on there possibly. I could make it up like so. And I think I will. Oh, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm now going to put a bit of tape on that end. I tend to do it as I go along. Oh, I've got a bit of paper on there. Whoops. But I love this tear and tape because it's just so quick and easy. And I get to the end there, tear it, and off it goes. So that's that bit done. And that bit needs to be attached to that. So I'm going to make sure that's the right way up. So I'm going to make sure that I put that way. So I need the tape on this side. You do have to give it a bit of, oh whoops, I've got my tape. I've got my tape all sticky. So I'm going to have to do a bit of thinking about where you put your tape. I tend to sort of put that on as I go along because my brain can't seem to remember what I'm putting where. So yeah, that's fine. So I'm making the pages up. I'm going to put something over here in a bit probably. A little bit towards the end, I think. So I'm going to put this, I'm going to start by putting this piece on next. Again, I'm using the base of what came in. There's a bit of card that comes in the paper pack. And I'm going to start by putting that one on first. The same method again. So I'm going to get my tear and tape, get the backing off there, about 1/2 inch. Again, same again on this end. I'm just going to, I think my paper's moved, so I'm trying to show you at a bit of an angle. So I'm going to have to stand up for this bit to show you that bit. So I'm going to, can I do it without that? I might be able to. Oh, there we go. I'm going to go for it. That's my end in and that's that end in. It looks about even there. And again, I can still do that in there. Come to this side. I'm going to pull my tape up. Get the hang of it. And pull that out. And it just comes out. Top tip there for scrapbookers. This is the way to do it. Otherwise you just end up, you'll never ever get it straight. And it does your nutting. So anything like me, certain things I like on the wonk and certain things I don't. But this, for me, the pages have got to fit in my album. And this is another way to do it. So I'm just going to do that. So I quite like it. Again, when I've got stripes in that, it would show. If it was wonky, it would absolutely show. So, and it just, sometimes it detracts from your pictures. But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't, you know. Sometimes it's a happy accident, but not always. So I'm going to do that again. Double check that's all square. And then I'm going to put that under. And I'm going to, again, put the push that up to the edge. So that's square here. Square there. I think I'll move that slightly with my hand. Going to get that end in and that end in. And then again, the middle isn't attached. So I can come to this side and just pull the tape back. And just push that down as we go along. Whoops, let's come up. There we go. And there is a 12 by 12. I've used 3 different pieces of paper there. So that's, I love to do things like this. I think it's wonderful. What do you think? This is a very different video for me. So I just hope that I'm not sort of wafting too much paper around. before we get, I'm just going to move my papers out of the way. These are my 2 layouts, so I'm going to put something else on there. So in a second, so I hope you're seeing that. I've just made that up. And there we go. I like it. I need something here. But there's sometimes something, you know, as we're going along, it'll come. Do you know what I mean? It just evolves. I then wanted to have a look at my photos. I'm sure I've got something on there. Oh yes, there we go. I'm gonna before I stop here, I just realised I want something here, but I don't know what. So I'm probably gonna put a bit of that green, a bit of that, just a ½ inch of that green on the edge of this, and I'm gonna go straight on top. And I quite like the way that edge, so I'm gonna turn it round and just do literally ½ inch. Oh, I might do 3/4 actually. Just seeing how wide that is. No, ½ inch. I'm going to stick to my original ½ inch. Obviously, I'm butting that up against this edge here, so it's nice and flat. And that's quite a, you know, small piece that I'm chopping off, and it is perfect. Again, with the lines, you'd see if it wasn't cut properly, it would do my nut in. So yes, I'm just going to stick that on. I'm only going to put one bit of tear and tape down it. I haven't done this for such a long time, and I actually really like it. Whoops, I hope it's not. Oops, my phone is sorry folks, I need to put my phone on charge. Whoops. Let's do that quickly. Should have done that before I started. Now my lead's in the way. Whoops. Okay, I think you're seeing me there. There we go. So I've done this for so long, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I just like the way it. And normally, blue and green, you'd think, oh, but actually I like the colours of it. Again, same technique again. Oh, I can't see what I'm doing. My phone's, let me just get my phone sorted. There we go. I think you're seeing me there. Sorry about that, folks, sorry. There we go. That's all wonky. Yes. So you can kind of see where we're going now. I like it. I'm just going to get my bits of paper out of the way. My paper pack, what's left. And obviously there's tons left in this pack. You know, there really, really is. And we may use bits of it again. Who knows? So, I wanted to just show you. I'm going to lay these out in front of me. You can't, the screen here just is not big enough to show you this. But I'll try and do my best. So I will need to where I'm gonna, oh, my lead phone needs in the way. Oh no. There you go. Okay. I will need to somehow put my, oh, that's not gonna work. Oh, my phone leads in the way, and it's not long enough to get anywhere to hold it back. Sorry about this. That's it. It's out of the way now. There you go. I think it's on charge. Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay, there we go. So I need to lay out how my photographs are going to be on there, if I'm doing any mats or layers or anything, or what else I'm going to do to finish off my page. So my photographs. I wanted to show you there are lots of different ways to crop photographs. For me, like this one here's prime example. If you are going to start scrapbooking, you'll look at photographs and you'll think, oh, that bit's amazing, that bit's not so much. I mean, you look at that one, you can see I'm in the car, but just by cropping it or getting a bit of paper or card, you can, I can't find any at the moment, I just want to, oh, didn't get anything ready. Okay, you can, there you go, I've got a bit of plain card to my, you just by cutting it like, or just holding it there, see the difference it makes. Oh, I'm trying to find it, there we go. So what different it makes. So all of a sudden, you could just go up with it and you could see, actually, if I cut that off there, would that really matter? Probably not. And it actually looks, photograph, it's like a form of cropping, but we're actually going to do it by cutting it. So I'm going to go for this, cutting that off. Like that. We're going to I'm working big scale here today, so it's more difficult for me to get you on the camera. I've also got to sorry about the glare from the shine of the photographs. So I'm going to just try and cut that off. Again, if I need to come a bit more, you can see that I've still got a teeny bit of the bollard in the way. Again, this trimmer is really good because it cuts off slithers, and not every trimmer does that. And there we go. I've got rid of that unsightly bollard, sort of like the road bit that was there. That's really good. So I'm going to chuck that in the bin, and I like it. Again, I'm not really sure where my photograph's going to go, so I may well come back and do the same again. Would that detract from the photograph? Does it need to be this? Again, I could come with my framelets. I could go, oh, don't want a round bit. Does that matter? How many pictures have I got in there? What's more important to me? It may well be that some of my photographs are more important than others, and some for me have more of a memory link. So that one's done. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that one. Again, we're in the car driving, so this is a prime example of one. Again, the photograph's too big to put in my album, so I want to just trim it down. So I'm going to try and do that like this. So I don't really want that gatehouse thing there, so I'm going to chop that off, and that's gone. Again, it doesn't really detract from that. And also I can get a bit off by our feet. I'm not going to chop our feet off, but I'm just chopping these bits off. So again, it doesn't really matter to me about that. That picture, the next part of the picture, it's got like a light in it. Obviously, illuminates it at night. Do we need that in the picture? No, but it's kind of there. So I'm going to chop that right down, I think, to there. And I'm going to see. Again, I can always take more off if I think, when I get it on my page, I think, well, that's, you know. So I'm going to put those on my done pile. And also, this is another one that I've got that it's a bit not quite centre, but that's the picture that we've got. So again, if you've got pictures like this, you know, what's going to matter? I probably could take the bottom bit off. Again, if you're not sure about it, just get a bit of paper or something and just sort of think, actually, you're trying to frame it a bit like, you know, when you go, you know, when you're cropping, you know, this is what the top sort of like photographers and that do, isn't it? So you can always take more off, but you can't put it back without reprinting it. So I've already just done that bit. I might actually do a circle on that, so I'm going to leave that as it is because I'm not decided it yet. In my pile of photographs, there is this one. So again, it's got quite a slightly roundabout sign. This is quite a good thing to show you because you know, this is how we are. Now, this is, you know, how we take photographs, and this is what they end up like, and they're great to make it bigger and do that type of thing. Again, that one's a lovely one, but it's got a car there, it's got a lamppost there, you know. I know I quite like this part of it. So could I use a framelit? Again, I probably could get a framelit. Again, that helps you to focus on where you need to be. So that's really good as well. So I like that. You could do lots of different things. Again, these are the same framelits that I use in my videos all the time. You'll recognise these if you follow me. I use them all the time, and they are a real investment, but brilliant. Because I've said it before, not all of the framelits nest and they don't work together, as in that one will go with that one. They don't all work, and I know it's crazy. Why don't they work? Don't ask me how. These designers don't put it like this, but they just don't. These do. Don't ask me how, but you know, they just obviously make them so they fit, because that's how we want to be able to. And sometimes you might want a small one in a bigger circle, and that's the easy bit, isn't it? But if you want them together, you know, they're just good. I use my framelits so much. And coming back to my other pictures again, I digressed. So I've got 4 here of the same. This is a picture I took in one of the temples or somewhere, and I loved the simplicity of it. And you know, I took it a real funny angle on my phone. So yes, I'm going to cut that down because I only need one of them. I don't know quite know how I managed to get 4 pictures. I know that lots of these I'm using on my photographs. I got printed from some Snapfish. So this was a while ago. So obviously it was something that I did on their site when I uploaded them to get them printed off. But that's just one picture, so that's great as well. I quite like that. I remember going round there and it was just beautiful, and it was just so pristine and clean and everything. But it's a different size photo, so you know, quite like that as well. So I'm going to go through my photos. Again, I've got some here that I'm not sure if I'm going to use them all. Again, that one, do I want, I don't know if I'm going to be using that. Again, the layout, but I think I want to go round with that one, like a framelit. Not sure if I want to use that one. Went to some sort of shopping place, and again there's those two. So, and we've got a selfie, but that's quite big. So, but when I show you that, you'll see what I mean. So let's come to my, there's a couple of other ones there. So when I come to my layout, I'm deciding my photos, or you know, you may have some photos that mean something to you. You know, this is just a fabulous way. And I have done scrapbooks for quite some time, and I have people that are family members that are sadly no longer with us, and these scrapbooks absolutely mean the world to people, because it's memory links. It makes me laugh, makes me cry, it makes me think about everything that I've done, the happy times, sad times. Oh, when we did this, when we did that. It just means so much. I can't get both pages in. Let me try and move that. I think I have that guy. Does anyone's? Oh, I've got my phone lead now in. Whoops. I'm trying to move it so you can see both pages, and I'm not sure we're going to get there, but we'll try. I'm working on such a big area here. This is 24 inches, so it's quite big. And I wanted to have that in. So and now we're kind of going forward from, and obviously these pictures weren't all put on there. I don't know if I need them all, but I have cropped some down, and I might want to. That was like a. Who knows if I want some of these. I did want that one because I remember going there, and these temples are quite important. Might trim that down. And I'm not sure if I need that one on there. That does look quite pretty. I'm going to take that one out. I think I'm going to do what I said and do that. I'm just deciding what to do. I'm not sure if we need to keep that, the selfie, David Nice selfie in there, quite like that. So I'm going to take those two out. So this is how I go. May come back to them. If I change my mind, I can always come back to them. So we're whittling down our pictures here, trying to get it into a... I'm going to make sure I cut something with that one. Not sure about that one, and that one. So we've got a few left. Again, I've just noticed there's a chap here and he's got blurry bits. Again, can I chop that off? You know, I probably could chop some of that off. I quite like the ceiling though, so I'm not quite sure how far we sort of go in, and I quite like seeing the people, and you know, the lady they have. Can you see that picture? I took a picture. We went to this shopping area. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, it was amazing. Very lucky. So I'm going to start the next stage by thinking about what how we're going to lay my photographs out. Again, this is on a roundabout, so you can see the thing here, and it sort of says I don't know what it says. It says what. I don't know, you know, obviously don't want to be looking at that, but this on the roundabout, these are on the roundabouts, these are quite amazing, so they're just really well kept roundabouts really. But yes, we've got a few of those. So I'm going to start by, the next thing I'm going to do is grab my big shot in, and I'm going to put some framelits down. And obviously with the framelits you can sort of look and see, we'll think, well, how big do I want that to be? Don't want it to be that big, that size, don't want bigger. I quite like that one being quite big. Again, I could tuck that. Even if I decided to do that, I can probably just get that out of that. So I'm going to go for that one and cut that out. Again, I'm just using my big shot. This one, I don't know how big I want it to be really, but again, I could go for that. I could go to the right slightly. I think we'll do it in the middle, that one like so. Again, I'll get my big shot. I can't fit my big shot in here, so I'm going to have to go off to my stage right and get that done. So that is that one cut out like so. I like it. And then that bit there's no good, so I'm going to chuck that in the bin and put my framelit back. So this one, I think, I don't know if I'd leave that one as that. Again, we're starting just to sort of hone it down, the sort of funneling sort of process. And I think, again, I could do that again. Would that detract from it? Would you need to see this bit? I don't know. But it helps you to sort of decide how big you want your rounds to be. And obviously I can make this one smaller, but I can't, obviously once it's gone the smaller size, I'm going to make it, can't make it bigger. But, you know, would that detract from that? Don't want to keep it like that. Don't want to do an inchy sort of picture. Still deciding. Don't want to go small with this. Don't want to just keep it snapshots. Very different sizes. Again, I could go square with it if I wanted to go square, but I've got a sign in the hat. Does that, you know, can you sort of tuck that in somewhere? That one, I think I wanted to go kind of quite small. But again, it's just deciding what to do. I quite like that, so I'm going to do that one while I've got a second. And that's that one. Just a teeny bit of that, but I quite like it. It's the photograph itself has got a lamp post in, it's got a car in it. It doesn't look brilliant, but that, I quite like that. I like it. So that's a couple of little ones that I started to do. The next one I'm going to do is have a look at this one and think, again, another roundabout. And how big do I want it to be? Do I want it to be big or little, or, you know, square? I think I'm going to leave it to 3. I'm going to do a bigger one. Yep, I think I quite like that being bigger. So I'm going to cut that out. There's some things that you just can't seem to do ahead of time, so yeah, let's put that back. Let's put that back in there, otherwise I'm never going to get it out again. Right, okay, it's 3 of them. So let's think about where we're going to put our photos. So we're just narrowing it down. Again, I'm going to come back to that one on my trimmer. I'm going to put that on top there and trim that down. I'm going to get rid of the road, I think. Yeah. So we've got rid of that. That looks quite cool. Again, it's got a post in there. I'm going to get rid of that post and chop that no entry sign off. And that looks better. And I'd quite like that. It's got some sort of post in it. It did have, so I'm going to chop that bit off and put it in the bin. Again, I always chop it off to make it smaller if I want to later. And see where I'm going. I'm not sure if I like that picture. I don't know, we'll see. Again, sometimes I change my mind, sometimes we go there, sometimes we go there. I'm just thinking about our layout and how it's going to be. I might do so to make that a feature or a focal. Again, I could put my little, tuck these in around it. I could make so many different things. I do put them over the top of photographs. On that one, I've got a handbag strap on there. I might not want to hide that. Again, it depends what you want to do. You know, you've got no right or wrong way. You might want to have a bit of balance going on here. I think we're seeing that. Sorry. That's amazing. I could. There's so many different options that you've got here. So I'm going to get some. I still can't decide to do with that one really. I've got quite a lot of photos going on here. So. In the same set of stamps, I've I've done a couple of things ahead of time. Set sail in the direction of your dreams. I thought that was quite cute, and I've just again, that's a framelit that came with the dies, and that is just again a normal round framelit. Sorry, doing lots of talking here. So again, you're just playing with what you want to put where, and. You Are My True North. I quite like that as well. So that I've cut that out under some white, Whisper White. That looks quite cute. So I like that. I've also done a compass. So I just did a couple of things ahead of time. And I saw this in the set that I've never really used it, to be honest. You can, excuse my hands. I think we're all washing our hands to death, aren't we, right now? So, but I quite like that as well. So who knows where that's going to end up, or will it end up anywhere on the page? I just popped one out of the set there, so I'm just going to put those. Also, there's a compass that I quite liked. Oh, where are you? Where's that? There you go. The compass is quite there. I did that on Night of Navy, so that's really cute too. So, oh, I like that up there already. There you go. Dun, dun, dun. And also I wanted to cut out some letters. So, let me just get my scraps of card in and think about what I want to put any colours behind it. So, the next stage for me, I'm lucky to have all the colours that it said in the pack. So, I've got the I've got some scraps here of Night of Navy, I probably might not need any soft suede. I don't know if that's going to necessarily go with my photos, or am I wrong? I don't know. Will it work? But you'll know by putting your photographs on there, on the page, will it work? Not sure if it will for me, so I'm going to put I might change my mind, who knows? Sometimes you want something contrasting. Sometimes you might want something. The black for me probably isn't going to work. It's going to be too dark. But I think I'm going to go probably green, green or the blue. Let's see, the blue for me isn't going to work with my particular colours that I've chosen here. So I need to grab the green, which I haven't got out. It's the only one I haven't got out. Yes, I have. Yeah. Oh, it's under my chair. Under my chair, slid under my chair. There we go. So you've got some mossy meadow here. So again, you'll get to see what works with your photographs, what works with the papers. That for me works really well. So that's the way I'm going to go. Again, because the papers, everything matches, I've done the blue ink that matches, the green, the mossy meadow. Everything matches. So really, you could be there going to a shop, buying different papers, buying different this. Nothing would match. This all matches. It's just so much easier. It's just brilliant. So I just love it. And I'm going to stick those together. Will my glue work? Let's try it. Let's try it. My glue work. Before I set going on these videos, I double check my glue, and I just get glue shy. I don't know what I do. I don't know what I do to glue. I always say that every video. Two not working. Oh gosh. There we go. There's some coming out there. So I'm going to put that together. Oops. Can you see that there? Set sail in the direction of your dreams. So that's going to be, I like an embellishment. I can't make an embellishment here. So that's even better. I love it. So we're going to put that somewhere. I like that as well. I might have other ideas for that. I don't know yet. We'll see. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to pick it up and it's not picking up. Let's put those out the way. So I think I'd like to get these mounted up. So the way I'm going to do that, I could do double mounts again. Different mountings, different scraps I've got here. I'm going to do mine that way. So I want to mount that up on a bit of the blue. So on the green even. Let's get my pencil. Where's my pencil gone? Whoops, I had a pencil here a second ago and it's gone. Right, okay, there we go. So I'm just going to put a little mark there where I want to do this. Again, you could measure it. This is the way I do mine, but you know. Just put little paper and pencil marks there where I need to be. And I've just put a little pencil mark there somewhere and I've lost it. Oh, I found it. There it is, there it is. So that is that one. That's that one. What I think I'm going to do is get them all ready laid out. Again, so many things I could do here as well. I'll show you that. This one I want to put on some blue and I want to leave a bit there for journaling. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. I've only got my scraps here. There's not even a full A4 sheet there. I tend to keep all my bits and pieces for this. All my bits that I keep in the bag, so I know what colour they are. This type of thing, but let's make something like that. So something like my embellishments. So that's why I keep all of them. All my little bits. I am quite thrifty, so I wanted to make this like a bit similar, like a Polaroid. So I want to make it. It depends. Again, we want a larger border, a narrow border. I'm going to go slightly wider on this one. I'm just going to put an end to it because I want to put some journaling on there. But again, you could take your pen, you could put where it was, any thoughts that you might have had in your head, anything funny that went on. I don't know, there's just so many options here. And this is preserving your memories. I hate to say it, when I'm no longer here, someone's going to find my scrapbooks and they're going to go, oh my goodness, you know. And but also, I love looking back at things. I just love it. And, you know, this for me will be a... You know, we didn't do this many times in our lives, so it's just so... And sometimes it could be, husband and I have done a walk somewhere, and, you know, it wasn't very far from here once we did a walk, and it was just a wonderful time that we had. And why not? So we're just going to get... Oh, there's a bit of scraps of stuff here, so I like it. So I've just left a bigger border at the bottom so I can do some journaling. I think we're going to put that one down because otherwise we're going to just lose ourselves in where we are. I'm just going to use a bit of glue here. Oh gosh, I'm on my third glue now. Let me get a new one out. Sorry folks, I'm going to have to grab a new glue because it's plaguing me. Oh. Right, let's try a new one. I've taken one downstairs earlier, so sorry about this. Let me get a new glue. Oh, new glue. There we go. Right, off we go. I'm just throwing it everywhere. Right, okay, there we go. So I want to put that kind of in the centre towards the top with a bit of a border at the bottom, like so. I think you did see that, yes. So, I like that. But again, you know, I could change my mind. I could mount these up. I could leave some plain. Again, this green kind of goes, so this is just perfect for me. If I wanted to, say, cover some of this, I could go on top. I could put the photographs on top. I could change it round. I quite like that being there. I want it on a dimensional, so I'm just going to grab a dimensional and put that up. Some things you kind of see as you go along, really. And I like that being there. Stuck to my finger. Whoops. I quite like that being there. Yay, we're getting there. So then I think, do I want these raised up? I kind of go between the pictures and think, where do I want that to go? Again, did you see what I did then? Let me just put that there. Because I've left this edge up on here, I've not stuck it down, and there's sort of a good inch there. I could tuck these photographs in if I wanted to. I could leave a border. Looks like it's got a border on there. I could put the picture straight down. I could tuck them all under. I could do a different, you know, depending on how I wanted it to go. I actually quite like the look of that. I could do lots of different options, really. I think I want to make that a little bit smaller. Yes, I think I do, but I don't know what size. Again, to come back to my framelets. Again, I could get my bit of paper, or I could, my plain bit of paper. It works better with a bit of card. I've got a little bit of colour I've gone over with my chair. I'm going to go down and see, well, does that detract from the image? How's that going to look? Before I chop it off. You know, it could be lots of different, or could I want to go in with a framelit and make a different size? What sort of size do I want it to be? Do I want to go like that and give it a border? I actually quite like that size. So you just kind of see it by eye, really, and then got to go with it. Oh, I like it. So then that bit's going to go in the bin. And I think on this side, I'm just going to come to this side a second, and I want to cut a border around that in the green. So again, I'm just going to see, well, how big a border do I want in the green? That's the size I just cut, so I want to go bigger. So how will that look on there? And you can just get a bit of a taste of how it's going to be. So I quite like that. So I'm just going to cut a bit of the green out. It's really difficult to prep for something like this because obviously I'm kind of doing this, not do it as you go along, but you can't see how it's going to be, so it's difficult to prep for something like this because you don't know what you're going to be doing. So to a certain extent I can get a bit of prep done, but where's my picture gone? There you go. So I quite like it, and again I could, if I wanted to, do it to one side and do some journaling around here. I quite like it. You know, you could do a lot bigger circle. You know, you've got so many options here. You know, world's your oyster. You know, I'm going to put that on there. There we go. So I'm going to put that in the centre. I'm going to put that in the centre, like so. Let that dry a second. I quite like that up there. But again, I could go. I've got options here. I could. You might not like the way that's going. I could do it straight. I could do it at an angle. I could. You see what I'm doing there yet? I could do it at an angle. I could do this at an angle. I could cut that up. Again, that's a bit of a fuzzy bit there. So I might want to think, well, actually, do I need that in that sort of foreign writing up there? Do I need that up there? Possibly not. Should I chop it off? What should we do? You know, so many options. I'll show you that in a second, actually. We'll do that. How to get that bit done. So I quite like the way that these are tucked in under there. And I think we're going to just put those there and put that there about like that. I quite like that. So I think we're gonna, do we need to move them up a little bit? Yep. Yep, I'm gonna put that in there. So I'm gonna do that by glue. There we go. I'm gonna hopefully slide it in. About sort of 1/2 inch from the bottom, and I'm gonna move that in like so. There we go. I'm going to leave about 1 inch of that. I'm going to put that about there. I like that. And I'm going to put this one, I want to join the two up, so make it look as if it's, but again, if I had something here I wanted to get rid of, there's a bit of a glare there, I could go over more. You just could play around with it till you get what you like, really. I quite like it about there, I think. So we're just gonna see where your photographs are, see what anything you want to cover, anything you want to sort of hide or detract from, or is that a better picture? But you'd be amazed if you've only got photographs of someone. Let me real quick show you my mum's album. Hopefully it's that, and it is, yeah. So this is something I did for my mum. My mum's sadly no longer with us. And I was going through our photographs and I thought I wanted to do, sorry, got a glare there for my light. It's just a box I did a long time ago. The photograph that we had was a Butlins, and I thought I quite like the picture of her because she's smiling. But you can see the photograph, it's got her dinner, it's got people in the background, it's got someone's, I don't know what that will be, it's like someone's coat, loads of people behind her having dinner, and just by cutting it down and cropping it, I've managed to, let's get that glare out, see that picture is the same picture. So it's really good the way that you can just crop all that dinner out and just crop her. I just got her smiling nicely, really. So that's what you can do. There's so many things you can do. Let me put that back. Put my mum back in her normal place. So yes, there's so many things you can do. And if you've got, don't be put off by pictures that don't look very nice. So you just cut them off. Just chop it off. You know, and some older photographs, you didn't get, you know, that was it. Or you couldn't sort of take millions like you can. Oh, pose again, like you did. You can't do that. You couldn't do that years ago. You know, you just had to. That was the photos that you had. So if you're doing photographs that are quite old, you know, that's all you've got to work with. This is great to make them come to life. Absolutely makes them come to life. And then sometimes people use the negative on a picture. I haven't even got to this bit yet. I could have done something like that. Oh, shall we? Shall we do that? Well, let's. There you go. So that wasn't planned. I didn't mean to do that, but you can use the positives as well as the negatives. But I actually quite like it. It's got the Crown Plaza in. If I just move that across a little bit, it's got both of us in. You know, just making you focus on the nice bit of the picture. So let's do it. So I'm going to take that off there, and I'm going to going to move that slightly that way. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to cut the bit off that. So this is a good way to show you. So I've just positioned it where I need it to be, where I want it to be. So I'm going to put that in the middle. Again, this would be great as a positive, as a using the negative, so to speak, from that one. I'll cut that out and use that. So I'm going to put that there. I'm just going to, I need to cut this off because obviously there's too much photograph in the picture. So I'm going to cut that off. Again, this is very much how I go, and I think, oh, okay. So that's where we end up. But we will end up somewhere nice at the end, I'm sure. So which way was it? It went now that way, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, that's it. About there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of blue on the sort of four corners of my photo, of my frame. Again, I didn't mean for this to happen, but you know, it just kind of did. You need to put a little bit of glue along there. And then we need to position our frame. That was the bottom, and we're going to cut that off afterwards. So actually I'm going to do that off my, so about there, I think. There we go. Again, that glue will dry clear, so you won't see it. There we go. Oh, I like it. Again, I could come along and cut. Did I cut a lot? I can't know what size that is. That's quite a large one. That's the largest one that we do. So I'm going to keep that square, I think. I'm going to let that dry a second because it's a bit glue on the back. So I'm just going to put that off to there. But I know it's going to go up there somewhere. And again, I could do journaling down here. I could do anything really. But I think it's going to go there somewhere. Somewhere at the top. I like it. So that's this page kind of more or less done, and I stuck all those down, so I have hope lifting it up and then they fall everywhere. So I'm just going to concentrate on this one now. My desk looks like an absolute mess, stuff everywhere, but we love it. So how am I going to arrange this page? So sometimes you get inspiration from your other page and you think, oh, actually highlighting, I've done different frames, different things, so quite like that, the way that's sort of done. I might want to cut a border for that one and that one in the blue, so let's just go and get some blue and do a little border. I might want to do a green one for that one because that's greeny, so in the mossy meadow. So let's just grab a bit. I've got a scrap of the green here somewhere. Again, I'm quite frugal with my card because I only need a little one, so I'm sure there's a little bit in here somewhere. No, that might be too small. I've got a bit there. Oh, it's there. No, what I'm looking for is there. So there we go. I'm gonna see what size frame that I want for that one. So again, we can put it on there like so, and I just want a tiny border around it. So let's try, again you can try it and you think, oh, that's too big, that's too small, that's a little bit big, but I don't know if I've gone, that's the one I used to cut it out with, so that's the next one up. Actually, I quite like that. So I'm going to cut that out while I can and get that bit done. There's absolutely no room for a big shot on my desk, so I'm sorry about that, folks. So I'm going to stick that one down, I think, because that looks really lovely on there, and I've made something, you know, pretty amazing, I think. So I'm going to put that in the centre, but again, I could have done that off to the centre. I could put some journaling around. I could do anything. I love it. But that really, you know, as I'm doing this, I'm remembering the road trip itself, and it's, you know, the memories are coming back. That's all dry, so I'm going to do that in a sec. So how am I going to lay out this page? How am I going to lay out this page? Again, if I wanted to sort of like make it look a bit, I don't know what's the word. If I didn't want all this sky in here, but I wanted the kind of the picture of us in there because I quite like it, I could put these over the top. I could put that over there. I could, you know, I could put that in there. Sometimes it's however you want your picture to look, really. I could do a bit of, I'm tempted to mount this on something. It looks a bit, sometimes you tell it looks a bit lost. So, and this needs something, but I've got to be quite careful about the colour of what I put on there. So again, I could double mount it if I wanted to. I could put a bit of blue on it or something. I'm just going to see what colour I want to put around it. Actually, I want to put a bit of blue around that one, I think. I've used the largest one there, so I don't really want a scallopy edge around it, so but I do like it. Actually, I just realised I'm going to go a bit smaller with that one. Let's go one smaller and then cut a blue. It's not going to make it distract from it too much if I do that like that. I just changed my mind again. So I'm going to cut a blue one while I'm on the big shot. Hopefully there's a big bit of blue. Will that fit round there? Nope, not quite. I'm just going to get a bit of the blue out my bag. Whoops, bits have come flying out. I'm just going to cut that off quick. And cut that out at the same time. So let me show you what I've done now. So I have used different framelets. So that I've just cut that bit off because I wanted to give it a blue border, and actually I realised there's something at the bottom, so I didn't like that. So that's I've got a blue border around it. My chair's squeaking on the back of the chair. Whoops, sorry about that. I'm going to put that down, I think, while I'm doing that. Sometimes you can put them all down at the end. Depends what your layout looks like. I tend to do it, I don't know, I do it different ways really. Sometimes you pick it all up and it just goes everywhere and you think, oh God, which bit goes where? So you get a bit lost with it. So I think I want a bit of, see, now that I'm not decided whether to put the blue with it or the green. So I'm just going to try and do a couple of scraps and see what I prefer. I think I prefer the green. Again, I could use that piece, because it's, you know, I only need a bigger bit, so that doesn't matter for me. So when I come to cut the larger piece, I'm just going to cut that out of there, and no one's going to be none the wiser, but I'm quite economical with my card there. Top tip, and I need that a little bit smaller, so there we go. I'll just cut that while we can. So I've now cut that. You're not going to notice that this hasn't got the back bit on it, but I've been quite frugal with my card, so, and we like that. So hopefully that will work, and it does. So woohoo, I like that. I'm just going to put a teeny bit of glue on the edge of that. I need a teeny bit of glue on the edge there, so I'm just going to, whoops, wait that to come out. Whoops, not very straight even round there, but there we go. I think that'll be enough to hold it. There we go. So let me show you the back of that. So actually I've been quite frugal with my card there as well. So we like that. Makes your card and that go a bit further, so we like that. Anything, you know, that saves a bit of, you know, you might need a bit of card for our next project, you never know. So I'm just almost there now. I'm just trying to put these together. I'm thinking what I need to be doing. And it's this one, so I want to put this one in a bit of blue. So do I want to cake that off? Is it going to, do I need it there? Do I want all circles? I seem to have gone a bit circly. This wasn't what I wanted to, when I thought about this page, this wasn't anything like I envisaged it to be. So, you know, who knows? But I do quite like it. And I don't know if that one's going to be there or not. I do like it, so I'm trying to make it go in, but, you know, you can put it anywhere. But do I want this one in a circle? I may well do. So let's try that again. And how big does it need to be? For me, that one is good, so I'm going to go for that. Oh, that's a big shot plate now. I like that, and again I want to mount it. Do I want it on a blue or do I want it on the green? I can't decide, so let's just get a bit of the blue and the green and the blue. I think for me it's going to be the blue. I've got a scrap of the blue there. Again, what I could have done if I wanted to was highlight it on the blue. So what you can do is do it on the background like so. I've got to cut around this, made another and 2 circles, but I'm actually not putting anything behind it. I'm just sort of drawing my attention to it. So that's another way, another thing that you can do. God, lots of top tips this afternoon. Yeah, lots of top tips today. So I quite like that. Again, I could leave it on a square, I could leave it on a whatever size I like really. I want to go a bit larger than the one I've done. That's the same size, so I want to go up one. So you get to know where your framelets and that are really. God, I've got a longer video today. So what we could do is, let me show you how to do that as well. Hang on a sec. Might have to get a larger piece. I want to put it on there and I want to make it so it stands out. So how we're going to do that is to get two, what I'm trying to create here, the wrong size, is like a double frame, like that. So it's just a bit different. So again, I could have a really good, so can you see what I'm going to do there? I'm going to cut 2 out. So let's get my scissors quick and come whizzing across. So now I want to create a frame. What I will do is get my, whoops, my frame that's gone everywhere. My letters have gone everywhere, I mean. So this one's going to be just a bit in between the two. I'll make it quite central, so I will get my bit of washi tape on there. That bit of washi tape I've been using for some time, so I just leave it in my big shop. I've got a magnetic platform, but my plates are a little bit worn, so they do get wear over time. I've got to buy some new ones really, but there we go. So what I've done here now is create, doing the 2, because they nest, not all of them do, and that is to create a frame. So to highlighter frame, I call these. They probably have got a different name, but I don't know what, again, I could do like that. So that looks good too. So this is going to go on top of it. Again, I could put it on the green. I could put it however I want to highlight it. And that looks different again. So I like that too. Do I want that smaller? Again, sometimes I make up my mind. I think, how do I want that to be? How do I want that to be? Just deciding. I never know what I want it to be like. So who knows? I've done that the same size. That does not going to work. That's what I needed to do, and then go around that with a larger one. Whoops. This is how we do it live. So what I will do is I can do that together, so it makes it look a bit different, and I do quite like it. I don't know what to do with this picture. I do quite like it. So they need 1, 2, 3, 4. We need another one because we've got to work on the law of odds, haven't we? So what I might do is just do a small framelit or something. Yeah, let's go for it. So again, I'm going to go and see what I can do. Yep, I'm going to go for that one. Just about fits on there, so I do have to be quite careful when I'm cutting it. So I'm going to go for that. My cat just wanted to say hello, so there we go. And I quite like that too. So I'm going to just see if I can balance that out a bit and what I want to put where, because I love that picture. I'm going to do some journaling around the edge of that one. So I'm going to put my final page together, and I don't think I'm going to get time to do any, that's down, that's got to be put together somehow. There we go, I quite like that the way that is. So that's not, I'm going to just put that one down first, because it's not got any glue or anything on it. My cat's just saying hello. I think it's almost his dinner time, so that's why. Whoops, that's got stuck. So I want that about in the centre. Well, I'm calling it the centre. And I've got the stripes here that are helping me with that. I'm going to put that one about there, I think. So, and I like the green about there. That one about there. Again, I could tuck it under the picture. I could go over, and let's do that for a change. Where did my other one go? There's my other one I was going to use. So I'm going to do that about there. I'm going to put that towards the bottom of the... I'm going to do some journaling up there because I like it a little bit. There we go, that's perfect for me. I'll just move that. So that one's going to go about there. That one's going to go about there, I think. Again, I could put some of these on sticky pad. I could raise them up. I could double raise it. Depends how I want to do it. I like this to be quite flat, but you know, I could change my mind at that. I'm going to tuck that one underneath because I want to put some journaling or something here. And that one's going to cover my strap to my handbag, so it looks quite cute. I'm just going to put a bit of glue on this one. I'm just going to put that about there. Again, straight, just covering that. I'm just going to put that frame down first. Again, I could offset it if I wanted to. I'm leaving it flat, but you know, I could do so. I could have put this round that myself. I wouldn't do that because there's two of us in the picture, but I could make a double frame like that really frames it. I could do so many different things. I've got options. I've got loads of options here. Sorry, my glue isn't coming out very well. It's because it's quite warm because I've got all my lights on in here today. So there we go. I'm going to tuck that under there a little bit. I'm going to do it over to the right slightly, so it's not dead centre. Whoops, that stuck to my thumb. I like that too. I'm going to put some journaling on there, but I think we've been going for quite some time. So, oops, I didn't use that piece. Did I need to be using that piece? Oh, I think we should. I like that as well. So let's again, when you're doing this, I've got a teeny bit of wiggle room under there. I call it wiggle room, you know, but it would go under there. So if I wanted to tuck this under, then I could. Let's tuck that under there because I actually quite like that being there. It kind of joins the two. Well, I could go all the way around here if I wanted to. Oh, let's see. I could go on. You'd be here for hours while I do this. It's an absolute labour of love of mine. So I'm so pleased to be sharing it with you. Again, there's a way to sort of tuck it underneath. So I don't know if that's going to tuck under because I'm right at the edge there. But I like it. I don't know if that's going to lift up. I need that to lift up a smidgen. I think I've glued it down quite well. Oh no, there we go. I'm just going to pull that bit up slightly and see if I can tuck that underneath. Hopefully, I'll get my pokey tool in and poke it underneath. I should better do that. There we go. I like it. I had no idea that was going to happen. I cut those bits off and I just thought, oh, but I do actually quite like it. That looks really cool. You see that I've just done that? I've tucked that underneath. So it gives it a different dimension. So I think we're going to have to end it there because the time's, I'm sure you're getting, you know, I will, when I do the, I'll just chop that off and pop that one in. I'm just going to put some journaling on there. So I might do one of the words. Let's see how we're going for time. God, time's whizzing away here. So I'm just going to make that even. And I'm going to pop that at the top like so. I'm just going to show you how to chop that off from the other side. I'm just going to pop some glue on there. I want it over the edge of that, but I don't mind that. So I'm going to pop that down. And I've got a couple of edges that are going over the... Let me show you from the other side. So if you look on the other side of my work here, you can see I've got 2 green edges that are poking off. So all I'm going to do is get my scissors and gently use this as a guide. I'm just going to follow the paper with my thumb underneath. So that chops it off. So that, I don't mind that. I quite like that. I might leave that on there and just see how that's going to be. So all I'm going to do is add a few... I will take pictures of them and I promise I'll put them in my finished one, but they're really big to finish. So, but thank you very much for watching today. I know it's been a slightly longer video than I normally do. Oh, shall I put road trip on there? Oh, shall we? Should we go for it? I'll tell you what we'll do. I've lost some of my, I had some letters all laid out, but I turned around and they're gone. So I'm going to do the Oman, and I wanted to do it in probably, it's going to go on this page here, so I think. So let's just do the Oman bit. Again, for this you can use your scraps. So I'm going to see if I can get this out of my scraps here. Normally you put that in the bin, but I keep my scraps. So I've got some little scraps here. I don't know if that's going to help me at all. I'll get, oh, scrap that. I might get a bit out of there. All I need here is scraps. That's the M, not the N. I've dropped some on the floor and I can't find them. No. Okay, it's gone underneath my desk somewhere. So I'll put the 3 on, but I promise when I do the picture, I'll show you the finished. Oh, hang on, there's an M there. I'll find the M. Nope, just found the M. Can't spell. Some of my letters have gone under my desk. So there's the A. I just want to poke those out with my pokey tool. I love this font. It just absolutely is gorgeous. And it goes with so many things. I'm missing a letter here somewhere. Oh, let's get a bit of, what do we need? The M. We're missing the M, aren't we? We forgot the M. Just chop that bit off. And let's just put Oman on it and just give it a bit of a title on the page so you can see, kind of, we're not far off finishing. I love it. The time has just gone. I mean, we were at 1 hour and 22 minutes, you know, and the time has just flown. And you're just like, oh my goodness. But I love this font. I've used this for card making, scrapbooking, lots of different things. So, again, you can use the positives and negatives. You could cut around that if you wanted to as well. So that's another way to use your letters. I'm going to put mine on some small dimensionals, I think, because I wanted to make it look, again, I could do it twice and give it a shadow. Oman, whoops. So I'm just going to grab my dimensionals here and hopefully it'll be able to less gluey. Let's get some small dimensionals here. And obviously I think I've shown you this before, but you can obviously cut these. If these are still too big, like they are for my project here, you can cut them in half again. So the way to do that, let me show you that up there. So get hold of your dimensional. But I've got a pokey tool here. Cut it in half. Get your scissors, cut it in half. The other bit on your scissors. Obviously you can put that on your project, whatever you're doing. I probably need 2 here to secure it from that one side. So I'm going to get hold of that bit and pop it on there like so. I think you're seeing that. I'll do that again so you can see what I'm doing. That's my O, my M. There's a few dimensionals on it. And we're just going to put that there. Oh, my scissors aren't cutting. Whoops. Put a bit of glue on there, I think I've had. So you just need a few to obviously support each letter. But this is just, oh, I love it. It will be worth it when it's raised up at the end. You will think this is a bit fiddly, but wow, it will look amazing when it's done. So you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm glad I did that. I'm not just sort of stuck it down and let it go flat, because you'll get a bit of dimension and a bit of a shadow to it. I could have done a double shadow here and actually got the, cut it out twice, and then I'll show you that another time, but that would have been pretty cool as well. So M-A-N. I think you get the idea. I can't pick it up. Whoops. I think you get the idea. That might be wide enough for a small. These are the smallest dimensions. Dimensionals. That may be okay. But again, we have to cut that one in half again. Sometimes you can use your fingers, and sometimes they just get in the way. And then don't we use that part like so. I'm going to put that on that bit. Again, that will be a fit there, so that's okay. And I'm going to put my title on my page. Oh, a couple of things to finish, but I think we're not far off, so I'll have to put a picture for you for how I actually finished them off. So it's almost there. My fingers have got a bit sticky with the glue. I'm not sure I spell it right. I have put titles down wrongly spelt before now, so I do have to kind of watch what I'm putting down. Oh, there's a bit of... Oh! Whoops. And my N. That does look amazing. Oops, let's just put that on, that down, real quick. And there we go. Oh, I love it. How was that today for everyone? It's a bit longer than what I normally do, but I do like it, and that's my scrapbooking pages. So I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please leave me some comments. I'd love to know what you think. If you have a question about anything that I've done today, please, I've been scrapbooking for many years, and I've got albums and albums that I could show you, or I've done lots of different techniques. I don't know it all, but I've certainly done quite a bit over the years, different techniques and different ways and different methods. So there's no right or wrong way, but it's important thing is it's my album, it's your album if you're making one. So that's the most important thing. Nothing else matters really. It's my memories and my life. So what a lovely way to show my life to people, and I love these memories. So yes. Oh, I might put You Are My True North in there. That's going to go in there. So there you go. That will go in there. So it will just be finished. I will put some pictures to go along with this videos. I can't speak now. I'm tired now. Yes. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you'd like to see any of my future videos, don't forget to click on the bell and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you very much for watching today. If you'd like to buy any of the supplies that I've used today, you can hop over to my my website and you can pop anything in your basket over there. At the time of this video goes to air, Stampin' Up! Are still sending out deliveries to the UK. Obviously that may change, to know what's going to happen, but hopefully if you something you're after, some of the crafting shops unfortunately have had to close, so that's a real shame. But obviously Stampin' Up! Are still sending out products for people, so you can go online and get it delivered to your home. Thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you soon next time, and hopefully you'll tune into other videos. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Bye bye now.